see if she even. Did she just book it already? You're just trying to maybe help her out?
She just requested a quote.
Okay. Well, let's look at it first. The sprinklers, the mowing. We can give her a discount.
How much do you want to give?
25%.
Okay.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah. After the first visit.
After the first time.
Yeah.
For the weekly.
Yeah. Sound good? And then can you change the budget hours to reflect that? Thanks. So I took this motor in one time to get it fixed. I forgot exactly what the issue was, but anyway, they fixed it. And then I noticed that the power was really weak as opposed to how it used to be. So I looked into it, talked to different people, and when they replaced this engine, they didn't put one strong enough for this trailer. And you know how it is. I could have made a big stink about it and, told them, hey, this isn't right, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that they got me in when it was super busy time and they worked on it as fast as they could, I didn't complain, and I'm still not complaining. But now, sometimes when the power is low from raising this up more than 2 times a day, if it's not recharged after two lifts, it will leak like that. That load was $112. Man, there was a lot of rocks and a lot of soil in that. That's why it costs so much. So if you don't know already, this is Chris, one of the badass Mo guys, strolling in at 10 a.m. But I don't worry because he can handle it. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, right? You got 14 on your list. Only thing is I did add 3 more.
Okay.
It's not the end of the world if you don't get to that one we just mentioned. But the other ones, it's right there in your route.
Okay.
So somebody called off.
Did he?
Yeah, so somebody called off, sucks, but Chris gets that revenue now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Dude, this guy, so fast. When he first started, he was knocking them out so fast. I actually had a customer call me and say, hey, your Mo guy just left, and he was running. And I was expecting her to be, like, upset, but she's like, so thank you so much. He's so good. He's so fast. And I was just like, hey, okay, awesome, I'll tell him. And that's kind of how it's always been. Like usually, if somebody's really fast, I worry that, maybe the quality's not there. But I never get any complaints. Well, everybody gets complaints, but it happens. Just normal amount that everybody else gets. So when he strolls in at 10 o'clock, I'm okay. Because I know he's going to knock out his list. Worst case scenario, you don't finish your list. I know I can count on you to do it tomorrow.
For sure.
But that's probably not going to happen.
We'll get it done today.
Yeah, it won't happen. But anyway, I just appreciate everything you do.
Of course, man.
And thanks, man. So this is the way we've set up the ramp rack with the grandstand. So we've got the grandstand that goes over this kind of metal bar we have there. We wanted to keep the bar there in case we did keep just using the little mowers. It fits nice and snug between that bar and the ramp rack tailgate right there. So the way we've been doing, what we did now though is we welded a bar around, mower, so that way it stays in place there. And then we've got the grandstand as far back as we feel, is good. So basically if the wheels just go over the bar, the back wheel sits right basically at the top of the dovetail there. And that gives us enough room to pour grass right here if we need to. So I'm also waiting on the racks. So I didn't realize this until my buddy John told me that Ramp Rack on their website even sells the rack to turn this around so that the trimmer rack will be on the outside here, and that'll clean up a little bit of space in there too. Also be easier to get to them when they're out there. So I've ordered that. I don't know when they'll be here. Hopefully, if it's any indication on how fast the Ramp Rack got here, I'm assuming it'll be here early next week or sooner. So once that gets here, we'll get to work on that. We also put the 15-gallon gas tank up there. Only thing I realize is we may have put the tank too far back, because when you stand right there, you can't really see into it. So that's kind of been the only issue that I think we did there. We're going to keep just using the little 2.5 gallons for mix, just because that's just a lot of gas up there, and I don't think we need that much. Hey guys, check this out. I bought this electric powered Giraffe pressure washer, and it's freaking amazing, guys. If you're considering getting one, do it. It's so quiet. So you basically can leave it on and just go about your business. Leave it there day in, day out, or whatever. There is a switch. Now, there is an on and off switch. I had to turn it off because I basically broke something. So I was making a video and I wanted to take the gun out so I can do something else with it. And I think I broke something. So this isn't the gun. This is the gun it came with. I tried to repair it. I tried to replace it with this one, didn't work. So I looked online everywhere trying to figure out where to get one. And it looks like my guy that was working on this, I don't know, I think the part's in here. Anyway, we're gonna get it fixed. What I wanted to point out was, this is an awesome pressure washer. Now, I tried finding online everywhere. I looked everywhere for a Giraffe gun. Couldn't find one anywhere. So I reached out to Giraffe by email and I told them that I broke the gun. I need to buy a new one. It was my fault. Tell me where I can buy one and I'll buy one to replace my old one. They said, can I see a video of it not working? So I made a video of it. Now, basically what happened was I unscrewed it and the spring came out, I guess, and it wouldn't stop watering. Like you can't stop it unless you turn off the machine. So I did the video for them. They responded to me, don't worry, we're gonna send you a new one. And I wrote back, I so appreciate that, but I wasn't expecting a free one. I was expecting to pay for it because it was my fault. And they didn't respond. And then today, I got my gun in the mail. Check that out. So I'm gonna open it. So far, so good. Okay, now I'm about to turn it on. First, I want to make sure it works. Looks like it does. I need a nozzle. Put this one on for now. Here we go. Looks like it's gonna work. Beautiful. Now listen to that. It's still powered, but you can't hear it. Obviously, it's just in idle mode. But you know how we wash equipment all the time. You're sitting there washing equipment, you put the gun down, you're talking to whoever you're working with, and blah, blah, blah. When you've got a gas-powered pressure washer, it's super loud. You got to kind of turn it off, talk to the person, and then when you're ready to turn it back on, you got to pull the cord. With this, you just let go, You go talk, you do what you gotta do. Maybe you're on another task. You come back, you ready to wash under that deck again? There it goes. I am in love with this pressure washer, man. It is freaking awesome. Highly recommend it. As I'm walking the yard, I see this truck sitting here. It's here because the guy that uses it called off today. He's our newest guy, no big deal. We got those houses covered. But it got me thinking about something. I'm really big on preparing for the next year, meaning, you know, right now I have 5 plows, but I'm gonna get 3 because I feel like next year I may need them. So I want to start getting some guys, start training with them this year, you know what I mean? And I'm like that with trucks. So if I feel like, you know, I'm gonna need 3 next year, I may buy a truck now just to be ready for next, you know, between now and next year, I may buy my 3 trucks. That's kind of just how I've always been. But what I wanted to point out was, a lot of times you start preparing for the next year, so you buy things now, and next thing you know, you actually use the thing, you know, like in this case, this truck. So we had to train somebody this year to take over one of the guys that was going on vacation. We knew he was going on vacation, so we hired somebody 3 weeks earlier, trained him up, and when he went on vacation, the new guy took over for that week on that route, and it was perfect. We didn't miss a beat. Everything was great. So we could have kept that guy, you know, using one of these other trucks, but I thought, you know what? We need to prepare for next year anyway, so why don't I buy a ramp rack and buy a new truck for it, because I'm having trouble with finding custom beds, you know? So I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and do that. So I did that, and next thing you know, I'm actually filling this guy's route up. He may not have as much as everybody else, but he works 4 days a week, and he wouldn't be doing that if I didn't buy the truck. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we'd have to, those houses that have come in since he got a truck, maybe we'd have to add those to guys that are already full, you know, or we'd have to do something to make it work, you know what I mean? So my point is, a lot of times you're on the fence whether you should buy something because you know you're gonna need it next year, but you may not need it now, is what you tell yourself. But you might be surprised when you get that thing, whether it's a trailer, mower, truck, or all of the above. You might be surprised that you end up using it right away, and if you look back, you'll go, man, I can't believe that I would have went this whole year without that, you know, setup if I didn't buy it this year. So just something to think about, because that's kind of what I think about a lot too.